Australian Ethical has been a pioneer in ethical investing for over 35 years. So if you want to make your money matter, visit australianethical.com.au to read the PDS and TMD to consider if the product is right for you. Australian Ethical Investment, AFSL 229949.
Now, you might have seen this reporting from yesterday in the Australian newspaper. Housing prices slowed sharply through February as Sydney recorded its first monthly fall since 2020, according to new data from CoreLogic. The Property Researchers Monthly Index showed prices rose 0.6% nationally last month in what was the smallest gain since the pandemic boom began back in October 2020, and close to half the January result. The result has continued the softening trend in growth rates that have been occurring since April 2021. Now, someone that we love to go to on these matters, who's out there fighting the good fight every day, is Peter O'Malley from Harris Partners. And Peter is on the line. Hello, my friend.
Hello, Luke. How are you?
Well, nice to talk to you. I got to ask you, are things busy? Are they slowing down? Can you explain what's happened to the Sydney prices at least?
Luke, the frenzy is definitely over in the property market. I would say that premium top-end housing is the strongest performer out in the market at the moment, and the laggard of the market, if you like, is definitely apartments. The generic high-rise apartments that have been built in suburbia, they are the things that are weighing on the market the most, and anyone who's looking to sell those has to price accurately. And sometimes pricing accurately means that you need to price it for less than you paid for it. And we are starting to see that in sections of the apartment market.
I reckon no one ever thought that would happen with any property in Sydney or anywhere around Australia. Gee, that's a bitter pill to swallow. Is this oversupply? Are there more people selling now? Is it the fear of interest rates? What do you think's driving it?
As far as apartments go, Luke, it probably comes down to oversupply, lack of rental demand due to the borders being closed by COVID, and then structural issues in certain buildings combined with special levies. So this week I saw one of our landlords spend $46,000 on a special levy, and it's not the first special levy they've paid either. That's pretty common around the city at the moment, as people who were developing apartment blocks were not scrutinised by regulators enough, and poor quality product has come to the market, and special levies is usually the end result.
So there'll be a time, you'd think, where we get on top of this issue and that fear of special levies will disappear, I'm assuming. They won't just wave stuff through this time. So is this a short-term issue, or do you think this will scar apartment buyers and sellers for some time?
I think it'll scar them for some time. The surest sign that a special levy will come in the future is a special levy has been struck in the past. So when a property is poorly constructed, it's poorly constructed for life, Luke, and it's very hard and very expensive to turn it around. So buyers in this space, I'm not saying that buyers shouldn't buy apartments, but they should really scrutinise the book's history and its running history, and also get a building inspection on the apartment block itself, just to understand if it's a low-grade build or a high-quality build. There are good apartments in the marketplace, and there are poor ones.
Right. Is this a Sydney-only thing, or is it right round the country, Peter?
I wouldn't say it's right around the country, but I know that Brisbane has been through these issues as well, Luke, yes.
Yeah. So what about listings? Are the numbers higher than what they were at the end of last year? I don't know if they can be. Are they lower? Generally speaking, how are stock levels with you?
Because the market has settled down, what has happened is as much listings are coming to market as last year, if not slightly more. But we're not seeing homes sell as quickly as they did last year, Luke. So then that gives the appearance of more listings on market. I think most good houses are clearing at very good prices, but they're not clearing in 7 to 10 days like they were of the frenzy last year. Vendors are having to fight a bit harder to get their sale.
And are we seeing people downsizing or even moving out of town? When you have a property to list, are they buying something similar in a better place, or what are they doing? Is there a clear line there?
Look, I think if we see a baby boomer, for example, selling the family home, they're doing one of two things. They're going for the tree change sea change out of town, or they're looking for a lifestyle premium apartment in a good location. That's the two trends of baby boomers, if you like. Not really seeing many first home buyers on the ground, Luke, and we are seeing a lot of families that are looking to upgrade from an apartment from an apartment or a townhouse into a house to get more space. So the one thing that most people want coming out of COVID is more space. When the parents are working at home and the children are spending more time at home, it's put a real premium and desirability on space. And I think the two regions that have been the greatest beneficiaries of that, from what I've observed, is the Northern Beaches and the Shire. They are two suburbs that were two regions rather that were probably slightly underpriced coming into COVID. And when the parents found themselves working from home, they found great value in those regions as opposed to, say, the inner city or the inner west.
Right. Let's go back to the rental market. Is it a renter's market? It sounds like, because we don't have people arriving from other countries, it might well be. And what does that look like in the street? Are rents lower than what they were a year ago? Surely not.
No, the rental market is split in half now. Houses are comfortably outperforming apartments in the rental market, so that is mirroring what is going on in the sales market, Luke. And I think it comes straight back to that point, is that people want more space. You know, we've had those lockdowns, and even though during Omicron we weren't locked down, people didn't feel comfortable moving around with the way the virus was.
Yeah.
So the apartment market, as far as rentals goes, is still under as much pressure as it was at any time during COVID. But houses are actually in high demand. We're in the inner west with our real estate agency, so we are noticing as return to office becomes a thing, that more people are starting to push their way back into the inner city, and we are starting to see low vacancy rates, which is the surest sign that you'll see upward pressure on rents throughout the year.
Right. Interest rates. Anyone talking about them? I don't know what the future exactly holds. There's been talk about rates going up earlier than what was expected. Is that a thing? Are people really stretched if it comes to an increase rate rise maybe once or twice? They're going to be under some pressure?
I don't think so, Luke. I think that the market can absorb a couple of interest rate rises. It will slow the market, and it may also cause a modest correction, which is my overall prediction for 2022, that the Sydney market will probably finish down about 5%. But after doing 26, 27% last year, that's not a disastrous story either.
Yeah.
So I think the market can absorb interest rate rises. It's interesting that the RBA have completely backed away now from their talk about not raising rates until 2024. What I've been most interested in so far this year, Luke, is home buyers don't seem overly concerned about rising interest rates. They know it's coming. They've prepped for it. Sure, if we saw rates move 6 or 7 times, that would have a dramatic impact on the market. But I think we can handle a few rate rises in the second half of the year.
Yeah, excellent. As always good to chat, my friend. You always give us the answers straight, no mucking around, and we need that because it's a big deal when you go to buy and sell your place. I should tell you that Peter's agency, the one that we refer to often here, harrispartners.com.au in Sydney's inner west. Peter, loved it to chat. Go well.
Thank you, Luke. You too.